Welcome to Channeling with Charlie. Today's episode is going to be a talk about a new way of life. Uh, it's been good for the past week. It's been about a week since I last posted my video. Hope everyone's staying safe, and I hope everyone's avoiding coronavirus and having a productive life. But yeah, a way of life is something that lately I've been really thinking about. I know I'm still new to my channel, and I'm still trying to put out content about channeling our energies in a more positive way. And I can tell you that a little bit more about me. When I first made this channel, I want to talk about, the healthy ways of living, channeling our energy, eating right, feeding our mind, body, and soul. And I also want to talk about recovery. And the reason why I want to add recovery part of my content that I put out is because I'm in recovery. And I believe I did talk about it briefly in past videos. But as of right now, I've been sober 5 years. December 3rd, 2014 is my recovery date. I'm a recovering drug addict and alcoholic. And for a long time, I couldn't say that. For a long time, I couldn't come on a social media platform or even admit it to myself to admit that I was an addict or an alcoholic. But I truly feel with the pandemic that's going on, not only with Corona, but also with the opiate pandemic going on, it's very important to talk about, to break that stigma, and to bring it to light, and to show those that are still living in denial, or those that might be scared to come out and say that they're suffering from a problem or mental illness, to give them some hope. And if I can give just one person some hope with one of my videos, then I truly feel amazing, and I truly feel like I did something good. But a new way of life started for me, that December 3rd, 2014. I got sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I checked myself into a detox, and I went through a detox for 7 days, and I got out of that detox. And what my journey looked like at that point was I was still lost. I was still confused, and I was lost for a while until I found the 12-step program. And I can tell you at that point, before I found that 12-step program, I was just someone that was still living off of my own will. I was still going through my days lying, stealing, and cheating. And I just couldn't, I couldn't find why I was still unhappy, and why I was still having cravings, and why I still wanted to escape, life. Because I wasn't fixing up here, And one thing I learned about my mental illness and about my disease of alcoholism and addiction is that, it's a mental illness, and it's a disease of the mind, and I had to learn that in this 12-step program. And I had to also learn that even if I put down a drink or a drug, my life can still fully be unmanageable, mainly because I'm not fixing the core of the problem, which is me, my thinking, my decision making. And I can tell you that I never did have a drink or a drug problem. I had a Charlie problem. I had a problem with things that I was doing in my life, rather lying, stealing, and cheating, manipulating. And I can tell you that for so long I lived that lifestyle of just taking from whoever I could, hurting those that I loved. And when that gets out of hand, when I'm getting tired of burning bridges and getting caught in lies and losing jobs, that's when a drink and a drug comes into place, because now I'm looking for relief, and how an addict or alcoholic turns to relief and to escape is through a drink or a drug. Some use shopping, some use gambling, some use sex. For me, in my case, it was drinking and drugging. I don't want to get too much into my recovery or my past life. I want to focus this video more on the change. And that change, like I said, didn't happen on its own. It didn't happen with just me. It happened when I had the willingness to wanna to do better for myself, and that change came through a 12-step program and spirituality. This 12-step program taught me a lot about my character defects. It taught me a lot about past mistakes that I made because of my part in things, because for so long I drank and I drug because it was that person's problem, It was everyone's problem but my own. You know, I wouldn't drink if my girlfriend didn't lie to me, or I wouldn't drink if my parents would get off my case, and you know, if my friend didn't steal from me. You know, I drank because of all these reasons, but my own self. You know, and I had to learn that. I had to learn my part in things. I had to learn to keep my side of the street clean. And through working through the 12 steps of this fellowship, I was able to relieve myself of all these burdens and all this past trauma and drama that I had going on for so long. And I couldn't do it on my own. Like I said, it was through a sponsor, through this fellowship, and also spirituality. And that's why I want to really make this channel a lot about, you know, my spirituality and recovery, because they go hand in hand, like I talked about in my past videos. And I can't do it without that stuff. You know, I like to think of it as, you know, we need water to live, we need food to live, and these things I need to live also. But you know, moving forward in my story is, you know, I started to learn more about myself, more about my patterns, going through the steps of this fellowship. And I started to make changes. And some of the early changes that I made was being able to be honest, being able to show up when people ask me to show up, being able to just, you know, go to work, punch a clock, and give my employer an honest day's pay, or an honest day's worth of work. Because I would try to, you know, manipulate my bosses in the past too. I would try to steal time. I would try to clock out early and say I worked till 6 o'clock when I only worked till 4 o'clock. And this new way of life is just being honest and trying to live the best I can day in and day out. And I think through that, you know, I can start to develop a more positive routine, a more healthy way of living. And, you know, it really teaches me a lot about myself because, you know, like I said, if I'm just someone that's staying negative, if I'm someone that's lying, stealing, and cheating, going through my life, it's just a matter of time before I look for escape, before I look for relief, you know. And I can't do it, like I said, I can't do it that way. Well, I can, but it's not a productive way of living, you know. So with that being said, I need to find a way day in and day out to stay positive and just, you know, keep doing what I'm doing. And so this new way of life, right? If anyone's watching my videos and they're, you know, in active addiction or active drinking, or if you're just someone that's not an addict or an alcoholic and you're just fed up with the day in and day outs of the negativity and the drama, maybe you're someone that has a lot of drama in your life, or maybe you're someone that just deals with a lot of BS and you're just sick of it, or you're looking for change. By all means, I'm not a motivational speaker, but I am someone that has been through a lot in my life, and someone that tries to come out the other end and tries to stay positive and stay loving and stay caring. Am I perfect? No, by any means I'm not. Do I have problems still to this day? I do. Do I still intentionally try to hurt people? No. Do I make mistakes? Of course. But I'm learning, you know, I'm practicing, and I'm trying to do the best I can day in and day out. And I told myself when I first wanted to make this channel that all I can ever be with my followers is honest. I think that, you know, something about just being honest and being sincere will shine through. And at the end of the day, you know, as long as I be honest and shine and try to give my experience, then I'll be okay in life. I don't have to pretend to be someone I'm not, because for so long when I was drinking and drugging, that's the person I tried to claim to be. I try to be, if I hung out with John and John didn't like Susan, then I would hang out with John and talk bad about Susan. If I was hanging out with Susan and she didn't like John, I would talk bad about John. And that's the kind of person I was, just to fit in. And at the end of the day, I'm home alone, you know, drinking and drugging and trying to escape, you know, playing two sides, being two-faced. And that's not the person I want to be today. That's not the person I try to be today. I try to be a productive member of society. I try to be a positive and honest person. Like I said, do I fall short from time to time? I do, but I'm only human, you know. But yeah, in my spirituality, you know, Buddhism tries to help me with that path that I want to be on today, you know, of wise speech and wise intention and wise action, you know. And I practice those Four Noble Truths in my life every day. And in future videos, I'll definitely touch on the Four Noble Truths of Buddhism and the Eightfold Path. It's pretty much their way of living on, you know, living a productive life, and a guideline to live your life productively and to be positive. But for this video, like I said, I want to keep it about just that way of life, that new way of life, trying to change into a more brighter light in your day, instead of living in that gloom, that doom, that fog. It's like I said, if you really think back in your lives to much better days or much happier days, you'll find that, when you go through your day happier, you just carry this energy about you, right? You bump into people that you see and you just have a smile on your face and you're just glowing, you walk with this glow. But when you got something on your mind that's really bothering you, when you are dealing with negativity, when you're dealing with people's BS and their drama, then you'll find that, you just carry that with you. It's like a black cloud hanging over your head. And I don't believe anyone wants to really live like that, I know I don't. And if you're someone that's watching this channel and you don't want to live like that either, then, there's ways, and hopefully you can get something from my videos. And by all means, my videos that I make is stuff that I try to practice in my life, stuff that I do research on, stuff that I've learned over the years, and stuff that I've learned recently. It's a little bit of everything: meditation, yoga, eating better. Like I said, just trying to feed my body, try to feed my spirit, and try to feed my mind. And through those things, I seem to be doing okay for myself. I'm staying sober. I'm getting back in shape. I'm trying to live more productive. But this way of life, like I said, I went through a detox. After I got out of the detox, I got into this 12-step fellowship. I started going through the steps with a sponsor. I started to include a spirituality in my life. And over time, I started to find myself thinking better, acting better, and not hurting anymore. And not only hurting people, but I wasn't hurting inside. I wasn't miserable anymore. I wasn't, lying, stealing, and cheating. And over time, you start to develop these new positive routines and these new positive, ways about yourself to get through your day. And day in and day out, like I said, just finding a more productive way to carry yourself. And like I say, it's been about 5 years now, clean and sober, through my spirituality in this 12-step program. And like I said, talking about, just to kind of unwind a little bit, before I came into that detox, I was homeless. I was homeless for 3 years, living on the streets, sleeping in a tent, going days without eating. And I always knew that I had a good heart, and I always knew that I wanted a better life. I just didn't know a way out. If you're someone that's watching this video and you're, like I said, you're living like that, or you're someone that just feels lost in life, please understand that there's hope. There is a way out. I'm definitely a prime example of that, because like I said, I was lost for a very, very long time. I don't feel lost anymore. At days, do I feel confused? Yes, but not lost. And like I said, it's a practice. It's a practice like anything. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to change like that. But it's definitely worth a shot to change your life, because life is worth living, especially when you start to see the true joys of life. For so long, when I was drinking and drugging, I didn't watch a sunrise. I didn't notice the stars. I didn't hear the birds singing. I was just up partying all night, just focusing just on relieving myself from stress, negativity, and trying to escape reality. Today I appreciate those things. I appreciate, waking up early. I appreciate doing my meditation. I appreciate doing my yoga. And those are the things that, that keep me balanced, because through a new way of life, you have to find that balance, but also too, through a new way of life, whatever it is, whatever you're suffering from, like I said, if it's rather addiction or drinking or drama, or just, just wanting to find a new way of living, because the way you're living right now, you feel like it's just not getting you anywhere in your life. You feel like you're just not living to your full potential. Like I said, I can only tell you my experience, and that was through a 12-step program and practicing a spirituality in my life. But even if you're just someone, like I said, that's not suffering from drug addiction or alcoholism, you could still incorporate yoga and meditation in your life. That stuff, it really does help. It really does help for me, at least. It's worth a shot. You know, even if you just start slow, like start with just like 2 to 5 minutes of meditation first thing in the morning, and maybe try to incorporate a little bit of yoga. That stuff, you know, it really does work. But not to get back off, not to get off topic, but to get back on topic with this new way of life. So, you know, I'm sober for 5 years now, and what my days consist of today is, like I said before in my previous video, is I wake up early, you know, I do some meditation, I try to incorporate some yoga, but, you know, for the recovery aspect of it, you know, that stuff helps me with my mental stability, but for, you know, just to try to stay sober day in and day out, sometimes it's just 24 hours, and we talk about that in our 12-step program, is just keeping it in the day, 24 hours, sometimes it's 1 minute at a time. But trying to be productive and try to find a new way of life through these practices. Like I said, if there's anyone that's out there that's struggling, please, you know, hold on. You know, it does get better. I assure you that. I still have my days, like I said, that I struggle, but I get through some way, somehow. You know, through my spirituality, through just taking it slow, remembering what's important in life. You know, please, like I said, if you're someone that's struggling, please reach out to me. I'll be happy to help anybody. I'll be happy to give someone my phone number, you know, just to have someone to talk to. You know, like I said, I can't make any promises that I'll fix you, because I mean, I'm not God, but you know, I could definitely be a friend. I could definitely be someone that you can lean on and depend on, to reach out to give you some words of encouragement, or just to you know, we could fight this together, you know, whatever the battles are, you know, whatever you're struggling with, you know, I'm here to help. I'm here to push out positivity. I'm here to push out love, and you know, and try to just hold up my end of things in this life. And I truly feel through love we can conquer anything. Just because, like I said in my previous video, once again, there's a lot of hate, and I don't want to be that person today. Am I perfect? Once again, no, I'm not. You know, I'm still struggling to this day with different things in my life. Character defects, most importantly. You know, character defects sneak up, you know. And these character defects sometimes can consist of just me having a bad day with, you know, feeling anger, or just feeling slightly down and depressed. And that's why I feel it's truly important to, you know, stay true to my spirituality, because that is what helps me through, and that's what gets me through day in and day out. You know, I can have a bad day and I come home and I just drop to my knees and I start to meditate, or I pray, and I find that it does help. You know, it does help. Sometimes it doesn't. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I'm still cuckoo, and I have to, you know, put on some music, or I have to find another avenue to channel my energy. Also, too, I'd like to talk about, if you're someone that feels a lot of negativity around your home, or feels a lot of negativity just in your mind through your intention, you know, I encourage you to get some Palo Santo. Palo Santo works really good. I know I got some more right here. So here's some Palo Santo right here. It's wood. I'm not too sure where it comes from, if it's an island or not. I can get some more research and get back to you guys on that. But, you know, burning Palo Santo, what you would do is you would just light the end with the lighter, and it'll start to smoke. And then you can, you know, sage your house. Rather, you could sage room to room, or you could just sage in particular room. You can sage yourself by going around in circles, and let the smoke kind of cleanse you. You can also burn white sage. I'll take out some pieces. So there's some white sage right here. It's like a leaf, a dry leaf, and you'll burn this, and this also will create a smoke. And through that smoke, you'll notice, you know, you'll just feel better. Anytime I burn Palo Santo or white sage, I feel this this energy around me that's just really channeling me, that's really helping me, and I can just feel the negativity come off of me. Also, too, I will recommend a abalone shell, as you can see right here, that you can, as you're burning or after you're done burning, you can actually put your white sage in here, or you can put your Palo Santo right in here as it's burning, so that way it sits on something. Or if you have an ashtray, that'll work too. I just like the abalone shell. It looks cool, and it also just gives it that more nature vibe to it. But these are things that I do also that help me channel my energy. You know, when I'm feeling negative throughout the day, or feeling negative, you know, in my mind, and just having negative thoughts. I'll sage myself. I'll sage my apartment. It's best to, if you're going to sage, maybe crack a door or crack a window. We believe that, you're letting the negativity out. I also would recommend getting a turkey feather from a turkey. And what you do with this turkey feather is, while you're burning your Palo Santo or while you're burning your white sage, you'll take your turkey feather and kind of wave it like this, and it'll keep the Palo Santo or white sage lit longer. You're passing the smoke around. It's an old Indian tradition. Like I said, I'm still learning. I don't know much. I'm sorry. I can't give you guys more feedback on where the Palo Santo comes from and all this stuff. But this is all still new to me. These are practices. Just by the way, these are practices that I learned through friends over the last couple of years that I inherited into my practices as well. So this is still all new to me, but it does work. It really does. If you do some research on your own, or like I said, if you're curious and want to know more, please leave a comment below, and I'll definitely get back to you on some more research on these things. That's one thing that I do. Another thing I'll do also is I'll take black obsidian. Black obsidian works really good for negativity. There's a nice chunk right here that I had gotten a few years back, maybe actually more than a few years. I believe I got this 10 years ago. And a good story to tell you about how I got this big chunk of black obsidian is I was digging in a buddy's yard. We're building something, and I was digging down deep, maybe 3 to 6 feet down, and I came across this. And at that time, I didn't know what healing crystals were. I didn't know what black obsidian was. I didn't know anything about that type of, this type of stuff. And I came across this, and I was like, I thought to myself, it looked really cool. So I took it home, I cleaned it up, and I had it ever since. And that was 10 years ago when I was still active in my addiction. And I can tell you that this stuck by my side through those 10 years, through the past 10 years. And, in recovery 5 years ago, I started to learn about healing crystals, and I started to learn about how to channel my energy. And I come to find out that this black obsidian really helps with negativity. It helps with drawing negativity out of you, and it helps with channeling negativity out of your home. And I thought that was cool, that this stuck by my side. I found this in someone's yard, and at that time I was very negative, and it's just I feel like it was meant to be. But yeah, so if you get yourself a piece of black obsidian, it doesn't have to be this big, of course. You can get a little piece, such as like a piece this small. This is not black obsidian, but I'm just using this as a reference to how small of a piece you can get, and it'll work just as good. And to keep in your pocket, to carry with you. I also recommend a little pouch like this that you can put your crystals in and carry with you throughout your day. And different crystals help you channel your energy different ways. I'll just let you guys, I'll give you a sneak peek on what I carried today. So today I have a handful of crystals, as you can see. And some of the crystals I carried through my day today was, here's yellow tiger's eye. Yellow tiger's eye really helps me with staying empowered and feeling independent and feeling, powerful and everything. Like I said, I'm still learning about these crystals, so bear with me if I don't know exactly the full potential that these crystals hold. I also carry clear quartz, which really helps me. Clear quartz is something that really helps me stay pure, and it helps me stay grounded. And another crystal that I like to carry also is mahogany obsidian, which is a really cool piece. I'm not too sure what this one does. A friend of mine gave me this one, and I thought it was really cool. Once again, bear with me. I'm still learning these crystals. If anyone knows about these crystals and can give me more feedback, that'll be awesome. Please leave it in the comments below. But some of the crystals I do know about is, like I said, the black obsidian, because I had it for so long, so I did some research on it. My newest piece that I got, which I'd like to show you guys, is this black clear quartz, or black quartz they call it, or smoky quartz, I believe, which is a really cool piece. I got it for a good price, a beautiful, beautiful piece. And it's been said that these crystals carry energy, and they help you channel your energy, and I find it to be true. You know, I find that when I surround myself with these crystals and I surround myself with my practices, I'm really able to channel my energy. I'm really to uplift myself from the negativity, and to keep my intentions pure. And that's what these do for me, you know. But once again, please bear with me. I greatly apologize for not fully knowing the true potentials of these crystals, and the true properties that they hold. I'm still learning. You know, in future videos, I assure you that I will give more better feedback and more better knowledge and history on these crystals. Like I said, I'm using this channel to help myself grow, and also try to put out positivity, and try to put out you know, a little bit of guidance for myself, but also for my followers to maybe catch an interest in healing crystals, and catch an interest in wanting to live a better life through the practices, and whatever your practices may be. These are my practices. If you're someone that has different practices, please share them. Maybe it's something I can incorporate in my practice or in my daily routine. You know, like I said, some people, they count to 10. I spoke about that in my previous videos. Some people, you know, go for a jog, or take long showers, or listen to music. You know, if you're someone that's watching this video, and you would like to share some of the ways that you get through your day, something that may help you to help you channel your negative mindset, or help you to relieve yourself from negativity, please leave it in the comments. I'd definitely like to hear about it. Like I said, if it's something cool or something that you want to recommend to me to try, I'll be more than willing to do so. But I don't want to make this video too long. Yeah, like I said, just this new way of life, you know, like I said, this is, anyone that knew me in the past, knew me about 7-8 years ago, would tell you that, you know, I'm a completely different person today. You know, I was someone that was really confrontational and really negative and really draining. I just drained people. I sucked energy out of people. You know, I sucked everyone dry from their negativity, or from their positivity, and I would just feed off of it. And that's not who I am today. You know, at least I try not to be. You know, like I said, it's a new way of life. I'm truly grateful to be where I'm at today, being 5 years sober, and having these awesome practices, being surrounded with amazing crystals. You know, like I said, I'm just trying to get through the day. I'm trying to get through my life, productive, positive, loving, caring. So if you're someone that just wants a better way of life, or if you're someone that would like to support me and watch me along my journey as I continue to put out content and show my progress and show my progression in a more positive way, please subscribe. Please like my videos. Please turn on notifications so you're notified every time I put a new video out. That would really help me. It would really help my channel. It would really help me put out content. And if you have any suggestions for future videos that you would like to see me make, please leave those in the comments below also. Thank you for channeling with me. Thank you for getting through this video with me. I appreciate those that watch the videos, and those that give feedback. With that, I'd like to end this video. Until next time, have a good day, have a good night, wherever you're from in the world. And with that, namaste.